I'm your huckleberry.
And welcome to the Thunder Booster Podcast. My name is Ron. Today we are going to be having some fun, just straight up fun, because this is actually going to air a couple weeks from now, because I am currently, I'm probably coming back from my vacation on this day. But yeah, I'm actually leaving today, or tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
It's all mixed up. I just put it in my mind that, you know, Thursday I'm out of work, vacation starts. Doesn't matter where I'm at, vacation starts.
Woo!
God, I need the break. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about Doomsday Prep, but we'll explain more about what that is just in case you don't know, and all that jazz. But do want to remind you, rate, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it, pick us up on there. We need your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So, Paul, what do you know about Doomsday Prepping?
Well, all I know about Doomsday Prepping is that we're going to be prepping very soon.
If you should be prepping already, but yeah.
No, honestly, obviously you're the great outdoorsman. I, not so much. But I've seen how people have, you know, put away essentials, and I totally agree with it. I think I need to start my own.
Yeah. I believe that 100%, man.
Especially what some of these things we're going to discuss today that we have here on the set. I mean,
yeah, I kind of want to find a quick, you know, what is like defining Doomsday Prep. I should have had this pulled up already.
How about being prepared when shit hits the fan?
Shit hits the fan. I like it.
But let's actually see what the real definition states.
That is Doomsday Preppers, but we don't want that for sure. We know what those are.
There you go. Hey, you know, people just preparing for the end of the world. It's going to be a better time.
Okay, yeah, this is more about trying to... it's like a name for somebody more than what it's...
You know, right, so what does Doomsday Prepping mean to you, Ronald?
Essentially, it's just preparing yourself for any kind of disaster, emergency, whatsoever. It could be as small as your car breaking down out in the middle of nowhere, or something as huge as like a natural disaster, like case in point, Yellowstone, the super volcano finally erupting, which, I mean, we're overdue for, according to scientists.
According to science.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just getting things that you would need in a certain situation.
Like gas pipelines going down.
Yeah.
Like the borders being open.
Yeah, but
I know all sorts of things you could sit there and decipher, but just for what it is, yes, it's important to have all these essentials. Yeah. What if your power goes out and you don't have a generator, and what if your street and your city don't have those options for the electricity?
It's a lot of what ifs, Paul. Certainly, especially with the pandemic rolling out. I remember there's actually a show on Discovery called Doomsday Preppers. And essentially what they do is they showcase these people, which they handpick, and they're looking for the most crazy kind of people to show on there too. I mean... It all goes to they want to show the most elaborate setups that people have, but more so looking for people that have screw loose, so to speak. Now, I saw this as somebody who got there was somebody that was skipped over being featured on that show because he wasn't crazy enough for it, I guess. But anyways,
it's not a surprise. Yeah.
So it makes people that do this look like they're crazy. It's kind of like how you hear the word conspiracy theorist and all of a sudden think of a crazy person. which conspiracy theory in itself, there's nothing wrong with it. That's all propaganda. They propagandize the word conspiracy theories. But essentially with doomsday prepping, or just prepping in general, it could be for a number of things. Power going out, that's a big one. Texas, when they had that freak Arctic vortex come down and just freeze and broke everything. Having a generator, or, the pandemic hit, not a lot of people. Oh, that's what I was going with that. Sorry, folks. I'm a little overexcited about my vacation.
The light bulb just went off.
Yeah. So anyways, what I was talking about them making out Doomsday Preppers to be crazy and whatnot is at the end of it, they kind of grade them on how good their setup is. Excuse me. And they give them like a 1 out of 10 kind of score.
You actually grade people on your freaking stock supply.
Yeah, essentially. They have their experts check it out.
You don't have enough batteries, F.
Pretty much.
Fuck you.
But anyways, the thing that got me is at the very end of it, they say, well, our specialists say that such and such happening is very unlikely. And, kind of one of those downplaying the whole thing, I guess. But there was an episode over a pandemic, and they kind of did the same thing. It's like, we basically have our shit under control. Yeah. And then, I think that aired in 2013, I think. Here we are, 8, 9 years later in pandemic.
I never actually watched the Doomsday Prepper show, but I always saw the commercials. I didn't really care.
Oh, it's entertaining.
Oh, I do not disagree. I had watched Jesse Ventura when he wanted to cover some conspiracy theories a couple years ago, and that was when they were showing underground bunkers. Mm-hmm. And then they were leading into, you got your bunkers underneath. You have to have your, your food supplies, your everything.
I mean, that's a very, very over the top prep type thing, which should be a little alarming when the richest people in the world are doing this. But at the same time, if I had a lot of money, I'd do it too. So it's nothing really to be alarmed about. But, you could buy a giant bunker and put it underground and have it all set up to run off the grid, which in my mind is kind of ideal. I want to be out in the middle of nowhere.
You just don't want to be bothered by anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically.
Get off my lawn.
Mainly, I grew up in the country, and I miss being able to just go in my backyard and fire my gun.
Well, that would be pretty sweet.
Used to piss outside all the time, so there's nobody around. Yeah. So something too with doing this, you prepare yourself. You take a lot of people that grew up in the city, don't know anything about camping. And,
sorry, Ron.
Just left out in the middle of nowhere to drown, essentially. And he's complaining about camping.
Did not say such things, sir. Did not.
I can't wait to go to Dice Road.
Eek.
Eek. I think it's hilarious your voice can't get that high.
It can't or can?
It can't.
Sorry.
You've always tried to do it. I've always had to bring it. I feel it back up there.
Okay, so moving along, why don't we share with our listeners and viewers some of the things that you actually have?
Oh man! First and foremost, poop pack. Gotta have one of these. If you missed this a couple episodes back, my wife made me one of these. It literally has some moist towelettes, hand sanitizer, toilet paper, and Aldi's bags. So if I ever needed to come to emergency and need to shit, I can shit freely.
There might have been a little bit of Folgers in there as well.
Yeah,
maybe at one point.
Maybe at some point. Not anymore. But yeah.
Or you could just get wipes and paper towels, but no, I'm kidding. That is of thought, and that is ideal.
No, we'll get more into the item, so to speak, on the next segment here.
All right, fine.
I'm sorry if it seems a little off today. Paul has a knife. It's freaking me out. You might have saw the gun range video we did on Brewster Travels.
Bruh. I have multiple knives, Ron.
Yeah.
I got knives. I got hammers.
Yep. I got a lot of dehydrated food, meals ready to eat, essentially. Well, not quite. You got to basically put boiling water in them.
But being for someone who has never camped or really experienced the great outdoors, it is fascinating to see, the dried food and just the shelf life. Like, that's great.
No, that's really
it's amazing. Great. Like, it's at least when you get down into it. Now, I've never actually had any of this kind of stuff, but it sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. There's a lot of stuff that's some stuff can seem a little saltier than others, and then
But just the idea of it's the availability. I don't know.
No, it's just nice to have. I mean, the stuff I've got 3 or 4 72-hour kits for a family of 4. And it has a 25-year shelf life on it.
I mean, you're talking to me like the only thing I've ever had was the freaking ice cream. Probably at the school field trip. Yeah. That was it. So I don't know anything other than.
I haven't even had that. But wow. Yeah. I mean, there's just certain skills that would come handy in the case that you get in these situations. The ability to fish or hunt.
Yeah, what happens if the power grid goes off and there's no grocery stores?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going out to the woods. I'm not going without no meat.
You're fine, right? But there'll be others that won't know what to do.
Yep, and those are the people that's going to be causing a lot of problems. I mean, it's really hard to think about. Yeah. Like, when you come to these kind of situations, like, say, the zombie apocalypse, for example. I mean, you got right there the zombie survival guide.
Okay.
But, like, say that we're using that as an example as what the emergency is.
Of course.
Everything goes down. You would think that the good in people would band together and help one another.
Oh, no.
That's not going to happen.
It's every man, woman for themselves.
I mean, look at all the toilet paper when that all happened.
Oh, yeah.
The pandemic,
You would see a couple stories that were nice where, like, one of the, when the shoppers would come by and be like, I have like 2 or 3 of these. I could give you one. But at least they gave one.
Yeah.
Instead of hoarding it for themselves.
But I mean, I think a lot of the things that would happen with people in communities, it would be shattered and a lot of people would die in those kind of situations because, one, if you're not flat out stealing everything you can because that's all you know at the time, you don't know what else to do other than to go get stuff because you didn't get stuff and prep for yourself. This isn't stuff people think about on the day-to-day, so it's not like everybody's going to have this knowledge or even the ability to be able to buy stuff like this and have it, I don't even have a lot. I just have enough for like,
right. Yeah.
A 2-3 day emergency kind of thing.
Oh, no, they have kits online that are insane.
Oh, yeah.
And they range from like $100 to $800. I mean, that's 3 months supply, I'm just.
A 1 year supply.
Woo!
Almost $4,000. Wow.
That's on 2,000 calories a day.
2,000 plus calories a day. That's crazy. But yeah, it gets so.
And it can be pricey too. I mean,
I'll be honest with you. After getting into like the conspiracies for the first time, I really started looking into this stuff.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Now, the reason why I followed through with it was just because, I think because
Alex Jones told you to.
Any person, fucking
go buy your food rations, run.
Jesus,
it's for the agenda, run.
Excuse me. I got the bid. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, damn it, Paul, you threw my mind off. Like
Alex Jones.
We'll be back.
Save that thought. Let's go to break.
Turn the friggin' frogs gay.
All right, we're back.
Welcome back.
It's a little hot in here, so
a little bit.
It's been like in the 40s and 50s for like a week now, and finally today it decided to jump up to like 60 something. And nobody's been at the house all day, so we've got the fan on, we got windows open, and we're We haven't turned the AC on yet because it's going to get cold tonight, and then we're going to leave tomorrow morning. So
not worth it. Nope.
Right.
Not at all.
But yeah, I guess we could get into a little bit with like some items. Just something you could put into a backpack to take with you in your car. Say you're going on a little short trip or something like that, that maybe you get pulled over or like your car ends up dying on you.
You need something to eat, right?
Yeah, sure. Nah, I mean, more. I guess more of a situation in this would be like, say you run out of gas and there's like, no gas station, nobody's around for miles, and you basically have to walk or something like that. There's endless possibilities of things like that happening, but
does not sound like a fun point at all, but.
What they call is the shit hit the fan bag, essentially. So,
label it accordingly.
So, you get a little backpack, get you some like Paula has here. It's got like a little 72-hour kit. It's all it's freeze-dried food that you just add boiling water to. I myself have like a little butane fuel burner. I've got a little thing I screw on top of it, and you can use that to cook your meals on, or use it to boil water or make coffee and stuff. I mean, all this stuff's really good just for camping in general.
Yeah, it's got 25-year shelf life, and it says here you'll probably realize if you need more than 72 hours worth of food on hand in a crisis.
Yep.
So I'll pretty much hook you up. So we got.
So that's just one instance,
Granny's homestyle potato soup, Liberty Bell potato cheddar soup.
We're not sponsored by these people by any means. I actually picked that up from.
I just read what was in the servings there.
It was a essentially spam email, not spam. I don't ever look at spam, but I signed up on a email thread for that. And they were actually free. All I had to do was pay shipping they offer it every so often. And I ended up getting like 4 of them. So.
I mean, you got 2 glow sticks here. You just never know when you need to be at the party, Ron, right?
Yeah. We got those. I got a knife.
Got a knife. We got a Z Hunter knife.
Yeah, it's called
I like that.
Zombie Hunter knife.
I like that. To go along with the zombie survival guide.
Right. But yeah, that knife right there serves two functions. It's got paracord as wrapped in the handle there, so if you ever need any cord or anything like that, it's right there ready to go. Got a little multi-tool thing there that's a mini axe, mini hammer. It's like a Swiss Army knife essentially. It's got all kinds of gadgets in it.
It's bad.
I've also got emergency blankets. They're like little, it looks like tinfoil. But
keep you from freezing.
And we got all kinds of stuff like that. Just we pulled some of the stuff out of my little shit hit the fan bag right here. Like I said, got my little butane pack there. Got another one of the freeze-dried food things, 72 hours.
I forgot. This one's a beef stroganoff with noodles. That's going to be a good dinner.
Yeah, that's something you can find like at Walmart or Cabela's or something like that. Their biscuits and gravy one is awesome. I would
that sounds
get
amazing. I would just get that.
Right.
Man.
But I mean, all these things are really good to have. I have more elaborate stuff. We have a we actually have a family member that has an army surplus store.
You showed me that. That was quite amazing.
Yeah. So we got the hookup.
When in doubt.
But no, I mean, even if you don't go into as far as, as this kind of stuff, it's not a bad idea to have some kind of emergency kit in your vehicle or at your house.
Mm-hmm.
But mainly what you want to do in case of emergencies is, make a plan of something. If, say, power goes out at your house, what are you going to do? But yeah, have a plan on what to do. Say if you lose power, just think of any random emergency going on. How are you going to handle it? How are your family members going to get in touch with each other if like the cell phones networks go down, if there's no way of communicating with anybody? Set up some kind of form of way of like, okay, here's how long we wait to find out if it's coming back on.
Mm-hmm.
If it misses past that, have a certain point somewhere that you guys can all meet up at if you want to get together.
Right.
Just little stuff like that it's not going to hurt to think about or plan about even. But even if you're just, throwing a few dollars here and there every once in a while, it's just a little insurance thing for yourself, And this is just honest opinion. We're not selling anything. We're not sponsored by anybody here. We just thought this would be a fun thing to just kind of talk about. Paul has no idea what any of this is. That's why he's kind of a little quiet this episode. But
I'm just taking it all in. I'm just, pretty excited about just looking at beef stroganoff over here.
Stroganoff. Yeah. But anyways, we hope you find that entertaining. And I don't know if you have any questions about any of it. Ask away.
Ask Ron.
I'm not a professional by any means, but I can. I know things. All right, Paulie. Let's get into our good old time 3 shots at.
Oh, it's time. Do it, buddy.
All right, folks. All right, Paul. It is Kelly's pick this time.
Yes, it is. This is my wife's pick this week.
Which one is that?
Who are you?
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to punch you.
So who are you, Kaylee? What are you doing with that on your arm?
I am Thor. This is my hammer.
What is going
So
on?
if you can't tell, so the young girl looks like she had her wisdom teeth pulled.
Well, what about the dude behind her? It looks like he had the same thing done.
He might have, yeah, but they were just concentrating. Oh, no. So that's her brother behind. The clip was much longer, but basically, she's still under anesthesia, so she's a little loopy, and they just all decide to play a trick on her. So her brother behind her plays a trick on her with her mom. Basically, at that point, what happens afterwards is she goes, I'm Thor. And her brother sits down on the couch and she goes, did I just shoot him? And he's just sitting there like this. And she's like, oh my God, Mom, I killed him. I just killed him with my Thor. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, that's funny. I always love having people that are like half out of it from like something
it's so
like that.
funny. The kids ones when they come out of the dentist. Oh my God. That is just pure comedy.
Yeah. Alrighty, I've got one next. It's titled Before 47.
What comes before 47?
AK.
Do you need to see that again?
You can't. That was just.
What comes before 47?
Okay.
I probably wouldn't suggest doing that, boys and girls. It's a good way to clear the room out.
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
Man. If you don't laugh, it's just sad.
I mean, we can laugh now, but oh, boy. Oh, boy is right. I think you'll appreciate this. Never bet against Seabiscuit.
Okay, Seabiscuit.
There we go. Look for a good one.
Is he kicking up air?
You gonna go all the way over, buddy? No?
I wasn't going to do it, but I've never seen a horse fall down and fart.
I'm going to it again.
There we go. Look for a good one.
Look for a good one.
He's like, I'm going to right here.
He's kicking up death. He's like, oh, yeah.
Like, I've never actually seen a horse actually laying down before.
I have, but I've never seen that.
I was like, I'm going through. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, I didn't want to do that. I'm like, maybe something different this week, but I couldn't pass it up.
I appreciate that.
Seabiscuit.
Oh, that's great. That is awesome.
So maybe on your trip you might come across a couple horses, you know,
Oh,
look by and be like, maybe.
Pulling out the camera.
Maybe.
Right
Just never know. If you feed them some of your freaking ration food, maybe.
oh, man.
Oh,
Goodness. I don't even know what to say now.
You can't top that one.
I really can't.
We can't. I don't think we ever will be able to.
Yeah. I just kind of want to apologize for the short episode, but I mean, you have to kind of cut me some slack here. I'm kind of checked out already for the week. So.
Wait a second. We got to earn that shit, and you fucking checking out?
Yep. Well, let me elaborate my earning of the shit over the past 2 weeks. Well, in a span of 8 days, I have edited 3 episodes, a Rooster Travel episode, and have all that led up just so I could have 10 days off.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, man. If you haven't noticed, I'm repping some merch here.
That's a sweet hat.
You know, yeah, the hat is something we made here in the house. If you would like to have one, you know, maybe we can do a pre-order or something, or let us know if you'd like one, and we'll see what we got. But we'll actually sell these ourselves. We do Teespring. I think they changed their name to spring.com now for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so the prices are somewhat higher. I mean, it's not really higher per se because a lot of people are charging about that much, but I want to go lower. So
how low can we go?
Yeah, I mean,
how low can we
the
go?
more merch we get, orders we get in, we're going to start doing it ourselves. So the prices will come down even more. So if you guys want to be some soldiers here and help out in the good fight, buy some merch now so it will be cheaper in the future.
Yes, that'd be true.
Nah,
Please and thank you.
hit us up at info@thunderrooster.com. Give us some paranormal stories. We'd love to hear them. We've only got a few going. We're trying to wait till we get some, you know, a good handful built up so we can maybe have an episode where we read, you know, listener stories or something like that. But yeah, pick you up some merch, like, rate, and subscribe, and you know, we'll be back next Tuesday.
Have a safe trip.
Thank you, buddy. I'm going to miss you.
Miss you too. Don't do anything stupid.
I'm going to take shits and take pictures and send them to you while I'm gone.
Whatever you got to do, but just come back in one piece.
Yeah, hopefully. All right, everybody.
That's what I worry about.
You know, thank you, Paul. I appreciate you. But yeah, everybody have a good one. And remember, Epstein didn't kill himself.
Roosters out. Peace.
See you next Tuesday.
Turn the friggin' frogs gay!